Hello, this is Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. Outside the temperature is about 46 around here. Feels like about 40, going up to 76 today. Wednesday, sometimes called Hump Day, 5th day of October. Talking about the mask. Still say if that positivity rate is above 5%, then the suggestion is that if you're going out to be around people, then you wear it. Speaking of the positivity rate, around here, it's at a little bit above 7%, give or take. Down from 9% last week, a little 9+ percent. But studies show, as it would be, that when you have people that don't want to wear the mask, don't want to go along with the general concerns and general preventions and doing what's good for the common good, so to speak, they are proved to be Trump followers, and in the most part, Republicans. Just had to put that in there, just so you know what you're looking at running across and finding out about. Want to inject this a little bit here. Pharoah Sanders, a jazz musician, passed away September the 24th of this year. He was born October 13th, 1940. Called Pharoah Sanders, but born Pharrell Sanders. And he's a jazz musician, plays the tenor sax, did play the tenor sax. Started around age 24. And had a number of albums out. I have listened to some of his music, which is why I'm taking a moment to kind of give a short tribute to him. He released over 30 albums as a leader, worked with John Coltrane, and collaborated extensively with vocalist Leon Thomas and pianist Alice Coltrane, wife of John Coltrane, among many others. Fellow saxophonist Ornette Coleman once described him as probably the best tenor player in the world. Also a statement by Albert Aller says that Train was the father, Pharoah was the son, and I'm the Holy Ghost. So he finished up high school in 1959, moved to Oakland, California, and lived with relatives, and studied art and music at Oakland City College. Some of the labels that he was on was Douglas Teresa, that's two separate labels, Impulse, Strata East, Luca Bop. But here's the thing. As a jazz musician, his genres, and this is kind of referencing what Winston Marsalis said as far as jazz is concerned and incorporating a couple of young people into his group, excuse me, and something has to be passed on, and that's really the reason why I'm kind of taking this moment right here to keep things alive, moving, motivated, and always reaching out. So Pharoah Sanders' genres in jazz were jazz, free jazz, avant-garde jazz, world fusion, ethno jazz. He also considered himself having some spiritual aspects of it, jazz in reference to that, which he was basing on karma and Tawhid. I'm familiar with karma. Tywit, I guess, is something that I've heard about, but maybe under a different name. So Sunrise is the album or the music that I kind of got introduced to him on. And it kind of went from there. Karma and Tawid, his rich and meditative performance aesthetic. So the comments go on. Pharoah Sanders, 82 years old, passed away September 24th, 2022. Saxophonist, jazz. Something I didn't mention and wanted to bring to your attention. Stocks have gone up. I wanted to say this yesterday. NASDAQ was up 750 points. Tech was up 250. I think Twitter was up today in the stocks, along with Tesla, which brings to mind that they're still going back and forth with Elon Musk about Twitter. But I think his intentions in buying it, or once the deal is officially concluded, that he plans on selling it. So there we have that much. In the general news, Nobel Prize has been awarded to 3 men. One of those is American, for quantum physics. So just wanted to let you know about that. And to look at, say what? Antonio Brown, Giselle Bündchen, and Tom Brady. Now, how do those 3 go together? Well, we know that Giselle is upset with Tom for not keeping his word about staying retired. So she was not at his game. The children were there. And Antonio Brown, somehow or another, took advantage to release a photo to social media which shows Giselle hugging him with a caption that I will not repeat, which brings us to another thing about Antonio Brown being in a swimming pool or in the pool. And Antonio Brown is black, and there was a woman in the pool that appeared to be white. And it seems that he lost his trunks. So the comments around the photo were that Antonio Brown is displaying himself to the woman in the pool. So I said, And there's already some controversy, a little bit. Words passed between Antonio Brown and Tom Brady, but Antonio Brown answers back that the woman stripped him of his shorts and was proceeding out of the pool with him. So I wasn't there. There you go. And as far as Tom and Giselle is concerned, there was a comment by Tom in the media about him working all the time, which is what Antonio Brown had commented on. And in Tom's words, he says, I probably have 1 day off a week. I think it's Tuesday or it might be Wednesday. There you go, Tom. Giselle and Antonio. Now, talking about awards, recognition, and other things like that, Solange Knowles makes history for Black women. Cocktails with Queens. And Beyonce gives a tribute to her sister Solange. I'd mentioned that they had the New York Fashion Week, and it's sometimes kind of hard for me to get all the little details in order and how they fit and everything else like this. because I just commented on Laura London being at the New York Fashion Fair week with her sons. So now I think I'm a little bit clearer on it. So she composed, the ballet thing was going on at the time that the New York Fashion Fair week was also going on. So Solange composed music for the New York City Ballet, which is what I was saying. And she was involved with the New York City Ballet. So speaking of Beyonce giving her a tribute, and everybody was present, you know, dad, mom, sisters, everybody concerned, then Beyonce has a new visual out featuring Summer Renaissance. You know, not too long ago, she dropped her Renaissance album, which elicited a lot of comments, but this particular one here is a part of a new Tiffany and Company campaign, Lose Yourself in Love. There. So this particular article is in Pitchfork, and sometimes I'm specific because you might have other articles about the same situation, same information, or same thing, but it doesn't contain the same details. So this one from Pitchfork had a video or a visual, but when it says, look at the video, watch below, immediately below that is a video, but it's of a metal band. And when I clicked on it and got into it, you know, and they're like playing and singing their music, and the performers, the vocalist was like, got down off the stage and climbed across the barrier, and the crowd was like handing his body back, and you know, rave floating or swimming or whatever the term is when they take somebody and just hand them around up above the crowd and then brought them back to the stage and so forth and so on. I said, well, did she write this? Anyway, it was a moment to reflect. But actually, when I scrolled down the page, the visual that she had was nice, and it was related to Tiffany. But the fact that kind of came out was that the Renaissance album she worked on for 3 years, and all the people that are performers listed, musicians, entertainers, Drake, overall people that are involved in the album, I can understand why, you know. So she said that it was her go-to thing, I'm using my own words on this, during the pandemic to kind of keep things balanced and work things out. So it really served its purpose in putting that album together. So that's how that went. So that's a little more clarity on it, but it's related. Summer Renaissance is related to a campaign for the Tiffany and Company Lose Yourself in Love campaign. So with all of this going on about Solange, sometimes I still get the whys and the wherefores and the whodunits not quite cleared up. But once I became aware of Solange's music, then I start listening and seeing some of her performances, YouTube, and realize that she can kind of performs in the jazz genre, you know, and you know, she has her own standout thing and has her own followers and her own commitment to her style of music. So on this last project with the New York City Ballet, I still was like, you know, it was still kind of foggy. It wasn't clear. I didn't know exactly what, you know, the deal was going on with it. So here's some clarity on that. On September 28th, Black excellence descended on Manhattan's David H. Koch Theater to see Solange Knowles compose her first score for the New York City Ballet. The Grammy Award winner was commissioned to perform a 30-minute piece called, I hope I can say this right, I'm pretty sure it's Italian, Villanelle for Times, a jazz-informed composition that was filled with heavy brass and haunting strings, according to Vogue. Solange, 36, made the stunning piece to accompany playtime and new ballet performance by esteemed choreographer Gianna Risson. So, the ladies on Cocktails with Queens were commenting on all of this related to Solange Knowles and how she was received and how well it went, and Beyonce's tribute to her sister. So that's how it kind of went in the world of music. And you know, Hip Hop Awards was on last night, so they did their thing, all related to it. All related to it. So this is Wednesday. Kind of run through the week, Taco Tuesday, Hump Day Wednesday, If I May Thirsty Thursday, and TGIF, not to rush things along. But here we are, October 5th, 2022, Wednesday. As I say, if you're watching on Facebook, what's up, Instagram, like, comment, share. If you're watching through a Google thing, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Sideshow with Theodore Parker. Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. That's it. Hashtag